What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tay Day All Day, back again with another video for you guys to give you more insight on what's going on. I have a list of things here that I'm going to go over that I've written out. And the whole point of writing this out is so anybody that's new, 2025, that's just getting into it or having a hard time understanding how this process works or how you can possibly make more money, I'm going to go ahead and break that down for you right now with my 3 points that I have written out. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is explain this quickly. At the end, I will have a picture that I'm going to add at the end of my writing here on my board, but I want you guys to go ahead and be able to understand it. So I'm going to tell you very quickly how this works. Number one is a shipper. The shipper is the person that has the load. The only thing is, the problem for the shipper is they don't usually have like employees, drivers. They don't have their own transportation system or department, so they outsource it. That's where you come in. However, there's other process that comes into play. So what they usually do is they hand out information, the shipment order, which has the weight, the date they need this delivered to this location by, blah blah blah. They have that shipment order handed off to a broker. The broker's job is to basically save the shippers as much money as possible while making sure this order is delivered. Okay, so they're the middleman between a carrier, which would be you, that's trying to pick up and deliver something, and the shipper. That's how they make their little commission and whatnot. And so I call them the M&M. All right. So or they can also hire a third-party logistics company. Those third-party logistics companies are usually just called 3PLs. All right. So if you hear me say 3PL, that's what I'm referring to. 3PLs are the same as a broker. All right. Sometimes the 3PLs will hire, and I'll get a little bit into that in a minute. But the last step is simple. It is obviously you as a carrier. They give you, they reach out to you. The broker reaches out to the carrier, or which would be you or me, and they tell you all the details. See if you can get this done for them. And you guys are negotiating and agree on a price per mile, and anything else that may have to take into account. And then boom, you guys settle it. Bam. Now you get to work. Now, what a lot of companies are doing now is they are incorporating a second company. So what I mean by that is they have a company, another logistics company, such as TQL. TQL is called as a Total Quality Logistics. So a broker. So that broker, I would say that 3PL is a brokerage company. They hire that transportation company or that logistics company, which hires another company, which is filled with dispatchers. The dispatchers' job is literally, these companies are, I just say dispatchers. They they contract a bunch of carriers, a bunch of drivers that are owner operators. They contract with them and say, hey, we're gonna find you daily loads, okay? And these people usually work off of multiple load boards. The load boards is where the broker is posting their loads at. So all the loads they have, so if every day they have 100 loads to post, then that's where the dispatchers are looking at. They contract with the broker or those third-party logistic companies that have a load board. They look at those load boards and they just picking them out, trying to get them. So it's always a race, first come, first serve type of deal. And then that's what the dispatchers do for you. They're taking that work. So as you can see, it's all about convenience. And what moves forward from there is obviously you talk to the dispatchers, reach out to you. They send it to you usually through text message. Sometimes they'll try to call you. You negotiate a price. And once you're done, you guys come to an agreement. They send it over to the broker, confirm it, boom. Now you have your load. Now, you go through with your load process. But just to so you understand, shipper's number one, the process starts with the shipper, then you got the broker slash third-party logistics or 3PL. Then that information goes to the load board, whereas the dispatchers will be looking at that load board because it usually costs like a subscription. They're looking at the load boards and they're sending you over a a copy and paste type of thing via text message. You say, I'm interested. You give them a rate that you would, pay for it. And then they send it over to the broker. The broker comes back and say, well, we'll do it for, instead of for 400, 325. Now you can agree, say, okay, yeah, I'll do 325. Dispatcher says, okay, good. Now we're locked in on the price. Let's get this on the road. Get you on the road. Boom. So this process sounds like it could take a lot, but it usually takes, when you're just communicating with a dispatcher, it usually only takes 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, just depending on, their communication with the broker and their relationship with the broker. But as a carrier, your goal is always to try to cut out that dispatcher. And if you can, start making it working through a load board yourself, or if you're in a big enough city, or if you're not afraid to get out there and contact the shipper directly, you will go ahead and reach out to the shipper. Let them know what you're trying to do. Let them know you're reliable. Let them know that your vehicle is up to compliance, all these things, and provide them every little piece of information to show your legitimacy. And they'll say, okay, cool. Then they'll put you on the payroll, and eventually they'll do like little deliveries here and there for you, possibly more, depending on how much, their rate of deliveries that's within your realm of doing. And then eventually the ultimate goal is to be able to snag a dedicated lane or two. That dedicated lanes are now usually going to be where they every day, same time, you can come in and deliver something for them, and that's a guaranteed rate. So that's a contract situation, and it also ends up being you also get a backhaul. If you don't know what a backhaul is, it's just wherever you're picking up from and delivering to, when you deliver, you also are picking up something and bringing it back to that same pickup area that you picked up at initial. So that's what a backhaul will do. The backhaul is not going to be the same price. Typically, it's not going to be the same price. So if you get paid, if they're paying you $400 to pick up and drop off, I'm just going to say in Texas or Dallas, Texas, from Oklahoma, that backload may be $250, $325, something like that. So even though it's less, they're guaranteeing you that you're not going to come back empty, which is what you want. You want to get paid for every mile you can, where you don't have any deadhead miles, where you're not making any money off of driving here or there. And so I'm pretty sure we all agree that if you're going here $400 and then coming back for $325, and you make $725 that day, you're not going to complain about making $725 that day for driving under 500 miles. And if you can get a contract where you're doing that 2 to 3 times a week, you're making 14 to 21, a little bit over $2,100 a week, which brings you up to being about $8,400 a month. You're making around 80, 90, closer to $90,000 a year just off of doing 2 or 3 loads a week. So if you think about it in that way, you're like, I'm making great money. So focusing on that and just making sure you're knocking it out, that is the ultimate goal. I've already broken down, gave you the cheat code of how this typically works and how it's working in 2025. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, okay? Like and subscribe. Leave any comments for any of the next videos or any questions you may have so I can look into it and answer any questions you guys have. Your boy's out.